Kim Yoo-jung flies to Paris for Fashion Week. Global spotlight awaits. Imagine a world where the whispers of hanbok silks collide with the sharp edges of avant-garde couture, and one young star steps across continents to bridge them. What if this journey redefines not just a runway, but an entire cultural narrative? On October 2nd, 2025, as the autumn sun cast a golden haze over Incheon International Airport, Kim Yoo-jung, the ethereal Sageuk Fairy of Korean screens, slipped away from the familiar chaos of Seoul's bustling streets toward the enigmatic allure of Paris. This wasn't merely a departure, it was a poised declaration of intent, a quiet storm brewing in the form of a 26-year-old actress whose presence alone could hush a room or ignite 1,000 camera flashes. Dressed in a sleek ensemble that hinted at the sophistication awaiting her, a tailored black coat draped over a minimalist white blouse, paired with wide-leg trousers that flowed like whispers of modern hanji paper, she moved through the terminal with the grace of someone who has long ago mastered the art of being watched. Fans clustered at the barriers, their signs fluttering like autumn leaves, murmuring prayers for safe travels and stolen glimpses, while airport security formed a subtle shield around her. In that moment, watching her navigate the throng with a soft, knowing smile, one couldn't help but feel a pang of vicarious excitement, the kind that tingles like the first sip of chilled macchioli on a humid summer night, promising adventures yet untold. Kim's voyage to Paris wasn't born of whim, but of a meticulously woven thread in the grand tapestry of her career, one that has always danced between the delicate folds of tradition and the bold strokes of contemporary reinvention. Born on September 22, 1999, in Seoul's vibrant Seongdong district, as the youngest of 3 siblings, she entered the spotlight at the tender age of 4, modeling for a confectionery brand with eyes that sparkled like dew-kissed persimmons. By 5, she was already an award winner, snagging most popular honors in a contest her sister had entered. A serendipitous nod to the familial legacy that would shape her path, her older sister Kim Yoo-jung would debut as an actress in 2017, creating a sisterly duo that fans still romanticize as Korea's own Olsen twins with a Joseon twist. But it was her acting debut in 2003 that truly ignited the flame. Child roles in dramas like Lady Vengeance and Hwang Jin-yi painted her as the nation's little sister, a moniker that evoked protectiveness and adoration in equal measure. Reflecting on those early days now, as she boards a flight bound for the City of Light, it's impossible not to marvel at the resilience of a girl who, amidst the pressure of prodigy status, cultivated a quiet strength, like a bamboo shoot pushing through rocky soil, unyielding yet elegant. Her transition from child star to leading lady wasn't seamless. Hypothyroidism in her late teens forced a hiatus, a health battle that tested her spirit and emerged her wiser, her features softening into the luminous poise we see today. Yet, in the hush of that airport lounge, sipping green tea from a thermos gifted by a fan, one senses the depth of her gratitude, a subtle glow in her eyes that speaks to battles won and horizons beckoning. As the engines hummed to life and Incheon faded into a mosaic of lights below, Kim's mind undoubtedly wandered to the pinnacle of this odyssey, the Low Spring-Summer 2026 show, a sartorial symphony set to unfold in the heart of Paris Fashion Week. Scheduled for October 3rd at 11:30 a.m. CET, this presentation marks not just another catwalk, but a seismic shift for the storied Spanish house, helmed by the dynamic duo of Jack McCullough and Lázaro Hernandez, the Proenza Schooler founders stepping into Jonathan Anderson's formidable shoes after his 11-year reign that transformed Loewe from a leather goods artisan into a cultural juggernaut. Teasers released mere weeks prior hinted at a collection drenched in sunniness and sensuality, evoking the sun-baked coasts of Spain with vibrant hues of terracotta and azure, textures that caress like sea foam, and silhouettes that flirt with the body's natural contours. Imagine fluid maxi dresses embroidered with motifs reminiscent of ancient Moorish tiles, or structured blazers cinched with belts forged from supple calfskin, all under the watchful eye of Talia Chetrit's lens in campaign shots that pulse with tactile optimism. For Kim, whose own style lexicon blends K-beauty's dewy minimalism with subtle nods to hanbok's layered poetry, think her recent endorsements with Calvin Klein's crisp linens or Lanige's luminous skincare. Attending this debut feels like destiny's elegant handshake. It's a moment that stirs a profound admiration in me, The way her poised silhouette against the runway's glare will echo the collection's spirit of renewal, reminding us that fashion, at its core, is about shedding old skins for ones that fit the soul's evolving shape. Paris Fashion Week itself, that glittering marathon from September 29th to October 7, 2025, envelops this event in a whirlwind of innovation and intrigue. A 9-day odyssey where 98 shows and presentations collide like champagne bubbles in a crystal flute. This season brims with historic debuts. Jonathan Anderson's inaugural women's wear for Dior on October 1st, a poetic pivot from his Louvre legacy. Mathieu Blaisy's fresh vision at Chanel, and Pier Paolo Piccioli's bold strokes at Balenciaga, each promising to etch new chapters in luxury's ever-turning page. The schedule pulses with diversity. Saint Laurent's starry opener on the 29th, Miu Miu's rescheduled revelry on October 6th, and newcomers like Meryl Roga closing the curtain, while sustainability threads through it all, from recycled ateliers to eco-luxury pop-ups at the Palais de Tokyo. Amidst this, Loewe's slot on the 3rd stands as a beacon of tactile joy, its Spanish roots infusing Parisian polish with a warmth that feels like a siesta under olive trees. For attendees like Kim, it's more than observation. It's immersion in a global dialogue where Korean hanji craftsmanship might whisper inspirations to Spanish leatherwork, fostering collaborations that blur borders. Gazing at the Eiffel Tower's silhouette from her hotel window upon arrival, one imagines her pulse quickening with that electric anticipation, the thrill of being part of a week that doesn't just showcase clothes, but sculpts the zeitgeist, leaving an indelible mark on the heart, like the faint scent of jasmine on a summer breeze. Yet, to truly appreciate Kim's stride into this fashion frontier, one must rewind to the sartorial symphonies she's composed throughout her ascent, each outfit a chapter in her personal manifesto of versatile elegance. From the cropped cable-knit cardigans of Claudie Pierlot in My Demon, evoking a cozy rebellion against her character's icy heiress facade, to the navy-striped bustier jumpsuits from La Hace that layered toughness over tenderness, her red carpet repertoire is a masterclass in duality, sweet yet sultry, traditional yet trailblazing. Just days before her departure, at the Miss G Collection 26SS photo call on September 22nd, she redeemed a controversial Busan Film Festival gown, that daring navy slit which divided fans between gasps of allure and murmurs of excess, with a corduroy jacket in earthy tones, wide-leg trousers swaying like willow branches, and a patterned scarf top that nodded to autumn's harvest palette. This look, warm and unpretentious, felt like a heartfelt exhale, a reminder of her ability to pivot from provocation to poise with the fluidity of a Han River current. Her endorsements amplify this narrative. As Calvin Klein's ambassador since January 2024, she embodies the brand's clean-line sensuality in campaigns shot against Seoul's neon haze, while Lanige's glowing serums mirror the dewy radiance that's become her signature. A beacon for the global first love aura, she earned post-20th century girl. In these choices, there's a tactile poetry that resonates deeply. Her style isn't armor but invitation, drawing you closer to feel the fabric's whisper. And it leaves me wistful, yearning for the day when such effortless curation becomes as innate to us all as breathing. Lowe's own odyssey, from its 1846 founding in Madrid as a cooperative of leather artisans to its 1996 rebirth under LVMH, mirrors Kim's evolution in ways that feel almost fated. Envision the house's early days. Enrique Loewe Rusberg importing English fabrics, crafting bespoke trunks for Spanish royalty, earning the royal warrant in 1905 from Alfonso X, a seal that adorned satchels carried by Queen Victoria Eugenie herself. By the 1960s, ready-to-wear bloomed under Karl Lagerfeld and Giorgio Armani's fleeting tenures. But it was Stuart Vevers in 2008 who revived the Amazona bag, that geometric relic from 1975, turning it into a cult icon. Then came Jonathan Anderson in 2013, a Northern Irish visionary who infused Loewe with surreal whimsy. Collaborations with Studio Ghibli's whimsical worlds, home scents evoking tomato vines and cannabis haze, and the Loewe Foundation Craft Prize honoring artisans whose hands weave magic from mundane materials. His era peaked with collections that toyed with reality, pixelated tees blurring into Minecraft mirages, and thurium bustiers erupting like floral rebellions, cementing Loewe as a commercial dynamo and critics' darling. Now, with McCullough and Hernandez at the helm, the SS-26 preview teases a sun-kissed sensuality. Silhouettes inspired by surfer sunsets, vibrant palettes echoing Iberian heat, a new dialogue rooted in craft's optimism. For Kim, whose Sageuk Fairy nickname stems from luminous turns in Love in the Moonlight and Lovers of the Red Sky, dramas where she painted Joseon's palettes with ethereal grace, this alignment feels profound, a cultural crossroads where Korean ink washes meet Spanish suede. It's a fusion that quickens the pulse, evoking the quiet thrill of discovering a hidden tea room in Incheon, where tea leaves unfurl secrets long steeped in silence. As Kim's plane pierced the clouds en route to Charles de Gaulle, the broader canvas of Paris Fashion Week unfolded in her imagination, a kaleidoscope of moments that have historically redefined silhouettes and societies alike. This 2025 edition, with its 76 runway spectacles and 36 intimate presentations, eclipses last season's tally, a testament to fashion's insatiable hunger for evolution amid global flux. Highlights abound. Dior's October 1st premiere under Anderson, promising a melancholic romance laced with his signature distortion. Mugler's noon slot on the 2nd, where Miguel Castro Freitas debuts a vision of armored femininity. And Louis Vuitton's midday revel on the 30th, Pharrell Williams weaving streetwise poetry into luxury's loom. Absenteeism adds intrigue. Marine Serre's nomadic ethos pauses. Off-White migrates to New York, while returnees like Tom Brown infuse whimsy with tailored precision. Beyond runways, the week pulses with periphery magic, pop-ups at the Wynn in Las Vegas, echoing Lowe's global footprint, sustainability forums at the Palais de Tokyo, championing recycled threads, and after-parties where celebrities like Zendaya or Timothée Chalamet, Loewe loyalists, mingle under strobe-lit chandeliers. For Kim, arriving amid this frenzy, it's a sensory immersion that stirs a cocktail of nerves and nectar-like joy. One can almost taste the croissant's buttery flake on her tongue as she steps into a city where every cobblestone whispers of Coco Chanel's rebellions or Yves Saint Laurent's gender-bending gambits. This isn't just attendance, it's communion, a chance to absorb the zeitgeist's vapors and exhale them back as her own inspired narrative, leaving admirers like me breathless with the poetry of possibility. Delving deeper into Kim's stylistic DNA reveals a curator's heart, one that selects pieces not for ostentation, but for their stories woven into the warp and weft. In Backstreet Rookie, her young Seit Buell was a riot of youthful exuberance. Denim skirts twirled with graphic tees, sneakers scuffed from fictional escapades, yet laced with the subtle luxury of a Burberry mini bag, a nod to her growing affinity for heritage heft. Fast forward to My Demon, and Doo Doo Hee's wardrobe ascended to opulent heights. Black silk maxi trenches from Avoir Vu draping like midnight capes, crepe pearl crop jackets shimmering with heirloom elegance, all anchored by Couronne's totes that scream quiet power. Off-screen, her endorsements paint a fuller portrait. Calvin Klein's campaigns capture her in whisper-thin cottons against urban grit, embodying a sensuality that's raw yet refined, while Laneege's ambassadorship aligns with her advocacy for mindful beauty, promoting routines that honor the skin's natural verse. Even controversies, like that Busan gown's polarizing plunge, underscore her boldness. Criticized as too mature by some, it was hailed by others as a maturation milestone, a visual manifesto against typecasting the nation's first love in perpetual innocence. At the recent Seoul event, her corduroy ensemble, earthy browns evoking fallen ginkgo leaves, scarf top fluttering like a poet's unfinished stanza, reclaimed the discourse, proving her chameleon essence. This versatility isn't accidental, it's alchemical, turning fabrics into feelings, and it evokes in me a wistful envy for the wardrobe that holds such symphonies, each garment a memory waiting to be worn. Loewe's historical heartbeat, too, beats in sync with these personal rhythms, a chronicle of craftsmanship that spans empires and eras. Founded amid Madrid's 19th century fervor, when leather was currency and royalty sought satchels sturdy enough for colonial conquests, Loewe evolved from a humble guild into a purveyor of prestige. Alfonso XIII's warrant in 1905, anointing it for queens and courtiers alike. The 20th century brought flux, ready to wear in the 60s under Lagerfeld's sharp eye, a New York outpost in Trump Tower 83 that flickered like a shooting star, till 93. LVMH's 1996 embrace revitalized it. Narciso Rodriguez infusing women's wear with architectural poise. Wever's resurrecting the Amazona as a bag that bites back with its boxy charm. Anderson's 2013 alchemy was wizardry. Runways as art installations. From Duchamp-inspired shows in a box to surreal blooms erupting mid-stride. Collaborations with David Wojnarowicz's estates, layering punk poetry over luxury's gloss. His legacy: fragrances that bottle tomato tang and marijuana mist, the craft prize crowning global artisans. Paula's Ibiza capsules channeling bohemian breezes. Now, Macala and Hernandez usher a vibrant tactility. Their teaser evoking Spanish sunsets where craft meets carnality. Dresses that drape like lovers' limbs, accessories etched with optimistic runes. For Kim, whose love in the moonlight hanboks flowed with moonlit melancholy, this is resonance incarnate. Her presence at the show will be a cultural haiku, Korean delicacy kissing Iberian fire, and it fills me with a buoyant hope, like the first cherry blossom daring winter's end. In the tapestry of Paris Fashion Week's 2025 saga, Kim's thread gleams brightest against the week's kaleidoscopic weave, a forum where innovation ignites like fireworks over the Seine. From the Fédération de la Haute Couture et de la Mode's meticulously curated calendar, 76 shows surging past last year's 66, to the undercurrents of change, this edition is a phoenix rising. Dior's Anderson debut on October 1st, whispers of distorted dreams, his Northern Irish whimsy clashing with French filigree in ways that promise to unsettle and enchant. Chanel's Blazy brings Bottega Veneta's naughty heritage to Tweed's throne, while Balenciaga's Piccioli infuses Valentino's romance with street-sharp edges. Mugler's Freitas at noon on the second armors vulnerability in latex and lace, a debut that pulses with defiant grace. Veterans return with vigor. Tom Brown's tailored theatrics after a 2-year hiatus. Lunven's Peter Copping weaving gothic glamour on Couture's eve. New blood invigorates. Meryl Roga's Andom Triumph closing the week. Matière Fécal's Dover Street Darlings, blending Canadian quirk with Parisian polish. Julie Kegel's Belgian bite, adding edge to the ensemble. Sustainability simmers throughout. Recycled runways at eco ateliers. Forums dissecting circular economies. Pop-ups at the Wynn and Rodeo Drive, extending the spectacle stateside. For Kim, jet-lagged yet luminous upon touchdown, this is a banquet of inspirations. Perhaps sketching mental notes for a future hanbok loewe fusion. Or simply savoring the Seine's sparkle from a left bank cafe. The air hums with history's echoes. Poiret's 1911 mannequins scandalizing salons. Lambert's 1943 press week birthing the modern circuit. It's a lineage that humbles and hallows, stirring in me a reverent awe for fashion's power to mirror our collective soul, fragile yet fierce. Kim's fashion ethos, a mosaic of moments that mirror her multifaceted muse, continues to captivate with its unforced finesse. In 20th Century Girl, her bora was nostalgia incarnate. Pleated skirts evoking 90s mixtapes, cardigans soft as first crushes, earning her global first love crown and a Forbes Korea 8th ranking at 17, the youngest top 10 ever. Off-duty, she's a street-style savant. Airport looks layering Uniqlo basics with Lowe's puzzle bags, a prescient pick, or Busan red carpets where that controversial gown, a navy whisper of skin and shadow, sparked debates on maturity's edge, only for her soul redemption in corduroy's cozy embrace to silence skeptics with serene sophistication. Endorsements elevate this. Calvin Klein's 2024 Pact casts her in campaigns that blend urban edge with innate allure, linen shirts unbuttoned just so against Seoul's skyline. Laneege's glow-up serums align with her hypothyroidism journey, a subtle advocacy for inner radiance over imposed perfection. Even in Lovers of the Red Sky, her painter's smocks daubed with fantastical flair echoed Lowe's craft-centric core. Hanji folds prefiguring Spanish leather's supple narratives. This curation feels intimate, like flipping through a shared diary of desires, and it evokes a gentle melancholy, the wish that our own closets held such layered tales, each hanger a hinge to hidden worlds. As Lowe's legacy unfurls in retrospect, its parallels to Kim's arc deepen the intrigue, a duet of reinvention across eras and empires. From 1846 Madrid, where Lowe's founders stitched saddles for conquistadors' steeds, to 1905's royal anointing, trunks ferrying Fabergé eggs for Eugenie, the house was utility ennobled. The 60s pivot to prêt-à-porter under Armani's angular gaze birthed blouses that bossed boardrooms, while LVMH's 96 infusion summoned Rodriguez's razor-sharp minimalism. Weber's 2008 Amazona revival was a resurrection rite, its boxy form a feminist fist in handbag history. Anderson's decade dazzled. SS21's Duchamp boxes democratizing spectacle. SS23's pixelated illusions mocking digital detritus. Ghibli collabs animating totes with Totoro's whimsy. Fragrances like tomato leaf conjured allotment gardens. Craft prizes saluted weavers from Oaxaca to Osaka. McCullough and Hernandez's SS26 Prelude, a Talia Chetrit shot reverie of sun-drenched skins and sculpted sands, heralds personal optimism, dresses undulating like Mediterranean waves, belts buckled with bullish bravado. For Kim, whose moon embracing the sun, moonbeam gowns lit Joseon's nights. This is symphonic synergy. Her front-row gaze will weave Korean lyricism into Spanish sonnets, a cross-cultural cantata that lingers like the aftertaste of aged soju, complex and compelling. Paris Fashion Week's 2025 Pulse, a rhythmic revelation from the 29th to 7th, envelops Kim in a symphony of shifts and splendors that redefine desire's dialect. With 98 events eclipsing priors, it's a cornucopia of debuts. Anderson's Dior on the first, a tapestry of tweed torn asunder by his irreverent iris. Blazy's Chanel, knotting heritage with haptic heresy. Piccioli's Balenciaga, Valentino's velvet veined with viral verve. Freida's Mugler midday armor plates pathos in pleather, while Vuitton's 30th hour Pharrell pens hip-hop haikus on monogrammed vellum. Returnees resurrect, Brown's boyish brocades post-pause. Lanvin's copping cloaking shadows in silk. Rookies roar, Merrill's finale fury. Matier's mercurial melds, Kegel's kinetic cuts. Sustainability surges, recycled resins at runways, circular symposia at Tokyo's Palace, global outposts from Bal Harbour to Houston hawking hybrid luxuries. Echoes abound. Chanel's 20s flapper flares, YSL's 60s trouser suits toppling taboos, yet 2025 innovates. Digital doppelgangers in VR viewings, AI-stitched seams probing provenance. For Kim, this maelstrom is muse-made flesh. Envision her notebook scribbling fusion fancies, a hanbok harnessed with Lowe's lattice, amid cafe croissants and Sen-side strolls. It's a vortex of validation, where her nation's little sister innocence matures into global siren song, evoking in me a soaring serenity, as if fashion's flock has found its fearless phoenix. Through Kim's wardrobe whispers, we trace a trailblazer's trail, each ensemble an epistle to evolution's embrace. Angry moms, schoolgirl skirmishes in plaid, and plimsolls belied her budding bite, while, clean with passion for nows, florals flowered her romantic roots. The Eighth Night's thriller threads tangled terror with tailoring, black sheaths slicing shadows. In Dear X, rumors swirl of Hwang in Youp reunions, promising palettes of passion play pastels. Red carpets redeem. Busan's bold bisect bared bravery. Seoul's suede saga soothed with soil-toned solace. Calvin's cottons caress her contours in concrete canyons. Laneige's lotions lend lunar luster to legacy lessons from thyroid trials. Iljime's child cloaks cloaked cunning. Dong Yi's dynastic drapes dusted with daring. Her filmography a fashion folio. This tapestry tantalizes, a tactile tome where threads tell truths too tender for talk, stirring a soft sorrow for wardrobes wanting such woven wonders. Lowe's lore, a ledger of lavish leaps, laces Kim's legend with lavish links. 1846 Guildborn gloves gloved grandeur. 1905's crown-conferred coffers carried crowns. 60s shifts to shirts shelled shakes. 96 LVMH largesse lured luminaries. Weber's bag baptism birthed icons. Anderson's anarchy alchemized art. Boxes birthing ballets, pixels parodying pixels, Ghibli's goblins gambling on goatskin. Scents summon summer's secrets. Prizes parade Potter's prowess. SS26's sun swoon. Chetrit's clicks capturing carnal crafts. Dresses dancing duskward. Dare's dialogues dawn. Kim's red sky reds rival its ruddiness. Her moonlight muslins its mystic melds. Front row, she'll fuse fates. a Franco-Korean fantasia that ferments like fine fino, full-flavored and forever. Paris's Parade, 2025's panoply from 29th's dawn to 7th's dusk. Parades progress in prismatic prides. 98 spectacles surpass, debuts dazzling. Dior's first distorts decorum. Chanel's knots novelty. Balenciaga's veils vanguards. Mugler's mail-clad muses midday. Vuitton's verses vivify. Brown's brocades bloom belated. Lanvin's lace lures. Roge's rage-closing roar. Matier's mischief. Kegel's kineticism kindle. Recycle's reign. Forum's fathom futures. Satellites sparkle from sands to slopes. Poiret's provocations persist in pixels. Worth's worth in weaves. Yet novelties nest. VR veils. AI artisans. Kim's kaleidoscope. Sketches of silk samite syncretisms. Sane sipped speculations. An affirmation of ascent, her aura amplified, awakening in admirers an ardent ardor, as epics entwine in eternal elegance.